No, and then you hit it, and then like looked around. That was the take that worked.
Hello, here we are.
Here we are.
What's up?
There's always a technical something at the beginning, but we're working it out. What's up, guys?
Not much.
Guys,
Radiocast.
I just realized something embarrassing. I'm wearing the same sweater that
As
I
you
wore in our
were.
first episode.
We've only done 3, so you're
That's-
two for 3 with that sweater.
I'm an outfit repeater.
Sorry.
Or you just got a great sweater.
Right.
I mean, it's soft.
Yeah, comfortable. Looks great.
Sweater.
Thank you.
It's been like 2 weeks, so like it's fine.
Oh,
That's true. It's not
man.
like we do like
That's true.
one of these a day.
But if
I-
you watched our episodes in a row,
Right.
Sure.
it would just look
If you were
like...
binging. throw
binging, if you
people
were
off.
binging our Radiocast.
I would, when we first did Stream It, like when I first started doing Stream It, I
Mm-hmm.
would check the episode thumbnails and
Really?
make sure I wasn't
I
wearing
don't
a
put that
shirt.
much effort in.
Well, that was my first time being on one of our
That's
shows,
true.
so I was nervous.
Although I wonder how many times I've repeated outfits of shirts. It's happened.
Probably a decent. Yeah, I mean, you've been in a lot.
Yeah, the two
have
of
been
us
a
have
lot.
probably
Repeated.
worn the same outfit so many times.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Right now, I don't care because now I know I'm bound to repeat some at this point. But when I
Yeah.
first started doing it,
I feel like in the winter I have like more of a routine with my outfits. Is
Mm-hmm.
that, do you guys feel that, or is there more options in the winter? I feel like the fall I'll get a little spicy, and in like the spring you're like, oh, I'm gonna bring out my spring clothes. But in the winter it's just like a rotation of like my favorite comfy clothes.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely have more winter clothes,
Mm-hmm.
but still, it's basically just like, these are my 10 favorite sweaters,
right?
And I'm
and
wearing
I'm
them
going to wear them.
often.
Yeah, and then when the next one is clean, I'm going to put that one back on,
Right.
and then I'll keep moving down the line.
It's especially hard because it's just like I can swap out my shirts, but at the in winter throw on my light coat, throw on my
Right, right.
jacket.
Your
and
jackets and like over
Then, like I
shirts.
have one puffy winter jacket, and then I've been wearing that Under Armour one pretty regularly.
Yeah. Yeah. I do like layering in the winter.
Yeah,
I feel like you can get different looks with just like switch up the jacket. Sometimes I'll keep it on, even
Right.
though it's my outside jacket.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a winter puff or like something big. But if it's just
Right.
like a little like over jacket
sometimes a
or
little quarter zip.
yeah, oh,
keep
yeah.
it on throughout
But I
the
could
day.
throw anything over this, and like you got layers, and you, I don't know, I like layers.
Yeah,
So there you go. Little,
I'm just
insight
excited
into
to
our
be able to
fashion.
wear shorts again.
Yes, shorts are great. Although I feel like guys look better in pants.
Maybe.
It's more comfortable to wear like shorts and just like
Right.
chill, but
I think I'm excited for
style wise,
school to end and for us to not have to care.
right,
Like we don't have to look as professional.
right. It's our downtime.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah. Well, this is office talk,
Yeah,
which is what we promised.
that's exactly what everyone signed up for.
I'm sure everybody can relate. Like
Mhm.
winter months, summer
for
months.
sure.
Yeah. Since this is our radio cast, not a podcast, but it did get me thinking. Do you guys have podcasts that you listen to? I don't know if we've talked about this, like outside of Stream It.
Yeah.
Shout out HUD-TV, Stream It,
Mm-hmm.
and our radio casts. But
Right.
like, do you have personal ones that you like? I don't know. I don't know if I've
Yeah.
asked this of you guys.
I do, but I don't listen to podcasts all that much. I'm just not a
Not a podcast guy.
podcast
Or
guy.
An audiobook.
But mowing the lawn, that's
Oh.
great podcast time.
Such
So I
good
do a lot of
podcast
catching up on whatever I'm listening to. I've kind of rotated which ones.
What's
so-
one that you
So
like?
recently the fantasy footballers,
I do know that one.
because end of summer, beginning of fall, that's some great mowing the lawn time, and so I got to catch up, listen to a bunch of stuff,
Right. Well,
and get ready for them. And then they mow the lawn once a week, so you got all that new material to kind of
right.
catch up through.
Right. And I mean, that's good stuff because when you're playing fantasy football, you want to wrap your head around the lay of the land in the NFL and, who's got opportunities to do what. So you're listening, you're trying to like catch up on that kind of news.
Yeah, yeah.
And having somebody organize that for you is really
Right.
helpful.
Right.
So it makes sense that, yeah. What about you? Do you have a
I
podcast you
also
like?
I don't listen often like you, but now that I I drive to New York all the time.
Oh, yes.
I've
What is that,
started-
2.5 hours?
2.5, usually 3.
Yeah,
So
geez,
you've got
long
like
drives.
3 episodes that you can get
Yeah,
in.
so I have like a playlist of music that I always just like edit and like usually like add on the queue, but I've started to put an episode in rotation
Oh,
because
nice.
it's like a guaranteed hour of like I can't listen to music for 3 hours straight. I'm gonna go crazy.
Right.
I
Right,
need
right.
to like pretend like I'm with other people.
Right.
Long drives are great podcast
Yeah.
time.
Oh, it's
Because
so
it's
good.
you're doing a monotonous task.
Mm-hmm,
You know, you can't, you sort of, you're focusing on the road. I would hope so.
Right.
You're driving,
But you don't need to.
but
don't-
you know,
don't
you
need
can
to
just
see-
sort of listen to people. It's great.
Yeah. Every so often I listen to there's this guy who like is pretty big for like always interviewing like movie stars on the red carpet.
Okay.
He has a podcast called Happy, Sad, Confused. I think that's what it is. And he'll have like celebrities come on as guests and just like 40 minutes like talk to them. So if it's someone I really like, I'll like throw one of those on. But there's also one called Two Hot Takes, which is just a girl who has like all of her friends come on and they talk about Reddit posts and they just like read
That's
them
awesome.
and discuss them for like an hour and a half.
That's funny.
And that's like, I know that's probably considered like, trashy podcast, but like
No, but it's
It's entertaining.
it's very entertaining, especially like that's my perfect car ride one because it's like, I just want to like hear funny, ridiculous stuff and like
trying to
take
be-
my mind
yeah.
off the traffic.
Right.
right.
Makes sense.
So there's a lot of podcasts like that are just like Reddit stuff.
Yeah.
It's a huge market.
We've gotten into a lot of the like, I don't know if it's like self-improvement, but like psychology type stuff that, especially with parenting, like there's so many helpful like things out there for, and they're not like, it's more like big picture stuff. I feel
Right.
just like what kind of humans are you creating, or like not like how do you do this and manage this. It's,
Yeah.
you can figure that out kind of, but like, I mean, some people I'm sure, but just as like the greater ideas of like raising kids and like contributing to the world and creating like good humans. I mean, that kind of stuff I've like found is really, I mean, in my time of life, it's been like really nice and like helpful. It just kind of gets you thinking. And then it also, you're thinking about raising those like kids in that way or whatever. But then you're also can like, I don't know, think about yourself and like, am I doing this thing that they're saying? Do I need to work on whatever it is? So I kind of like that there is like another market there just for like self-improvement.
Right.
It's not really like self-help all the way or like, psychology all the way, but just this like kind of motivational, like here's some things to think about. You could do this better, and you could teach your kids to do it when they're that age,
Right.
And
it's nice because there's the often repeated saying of like, oh, no one, there's no instructions when it comes to parenting.
Right.
But like there kind of are, because a lot of people are sharing their experiences, online and through podcasts.
Right.
And everyone's kind of creating this cumulative wealth of knowledge of,
Right.
how to go about parenting.
I think it's nice to have like other people's perspectives on like serious topics like
Right.
that, because so often you're kind of left to, your
Right.
partner or whatever, and then like your friends or your family that's around you, but you don't always like have all the answers. Also, as like men, sometimes like we're not talking about some of those like things, and it's helpful just to like listen to other dads and how they're doing it,
Right.
So anyway, that's kind of been my niche, but
There's a podcast that I have to look up the exact title for because I don't want to get it wrong. I haven't listened to it yet. Here it is. But I heard about this and I was like, what a good idea for a podcast. Like, it's basically treated like a season of TV. It's a short podcast that these people who got married made, and it's called Who Shat on the Floor at My Wedding? Someone pooped on the floor at their wedding, and they spend the entire season of the podcast just trying to figure out who it is. They have like guests from the wedding come on. They
It's
have
like
like
It's like cereal.
yeah,
Yes.
Trying to
yeah,
that's how it's treated, and they have like I think even like experts who are like
jeez.
kind of like detectives come on and like give their input. And I haven't listened to it yet, but I think by the end they might figure out who did it. But
that is like the serial, like
Right.
that, like kind of figure it out, like slowly
Right.
reveal and
The
like unfold
storytelling,
things.
yeah.
That's a cool like form of media to consume.
Right. That's
But that's
Isn't that
ridiculous.
funny?
That's
And I think
ridiculous.
it's like
Right, to take
15-minute
this-
episodes,
But that's like onto something,
quick, yeah.
like
right?
where it's not like a crime that like Serial does, right?
Right.
Where they're like, "What side of the case are you on?" This is
Right.
just
It
like
is-
some
it is silly.
insignificant thing.
using this format and this media that like Serial like really popularized, and a lot of people like copied it and mimicked it and did their own kind of what really happened. But then just utterly just ridiculous, very stupid, insane
That's
that it
awesome.
even happened in the first place. Yeah, that's great.
So I'll have to listen to it and let you guys know how it is.
Yeah.
People make podcasts about anything. It's
Right.
wild.
Well, now there's like
Very
TV
easy.
shows. I feel like podcast inspired. Like a lot of famous actors are doing like audio shows now.
Well, it's crazy. Like, who's the Bobby Altoff? Have you guys heard of her?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes,
So she just like wasn't anyone famous, and now she's like kind of a
Really
celebrity.
Yeah.
because she's interviewed like Drake
Got
and
so
Mark
many people
Cuban
on there,
and
yeah.
Rainn Wilson, all these people. But just through her, like, she just made a podcast and eventually got hooked up with the right people, and now she's like living like a whole different life. You know, that's like wild that podcasts are doing that, or like the fantasy footballers.
right.
They were just guys that worked at a company together, all liked fantasy football, started to start a show,
Right.
and then now they're like the #1 sports
Yeah.
podcast on like all these platforms.
Right.
Crazy.
When you hear stuff like that, doesn't it kind of drive you nuts? Of like,
It does.
why didn't I do that?
Right.
Like it's that easy.
Yeah, you just.
I
like,
mean,
right
we're starting it.
timing.
That's true.
Yeah,
We're
radio
just
cast.
kinda-
Let's
here we
go.
Someone
go.
will be saying this about us
Right.
They're gonna be like, "Why is it a radio cast?"
because
Because it is.
we couldn't decide.
Couldn't decide. Couldn't pick one.
We couldn't get the FM AM
Yeah,
signal,
yeah.
so we had to just stream it and call it a radio
They
cast.
took down the antenna from the old
Right.
school. Oh.
Most podcasts do also film the show.
Right.
Right.
So like that's
I'm having a hard time distinguishing.
yeah.
There's no. Who cares anymore?
It doesn't.
It
Doesn't
doesn't
matter. That's
matter.
why
We
just
just
call
liked how the sound of like radio show sounded, and we wanted to keep that somehow.
it. Exactly. So it's a radio cast.
Right. Yes.
Well, that's awesome. Well, as promised on this show, we're going to bring you some songs that we picked. This is the radio part.
This is the
Our music.
This
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
That's why it's radio cast.
it's not
That's it.
just a podcast.
So Jared had the brilliant idea to do Grammy-related,
Right.
some kind of Grammy Award
Something that
attachment
probably has a Grammy,
has a Grammy, or like a
or the album won
was
the
on
Grammy.
an album that won
Yeah.
a Grammy.
In honor of award season,
Right.
in honor
which
of
is now.
awards.
Right. We missed the Grammys, but haven't missed the Oscars.
Right.
So technically,
So I think mine's up first.
Yeah.
2016 Song of the Year. You know it.
boom.
When your legs don't work like they used to before, and I can't sweep you off of your feet, will your mouth still remember the taste of my love? Will your eyes still smile from your cheeks? Darling, I will be loving you till we're 70. And baby, my heart could still fall as hard at 23. And I'm thinking about how people fall in love in mysterious ways. Maybe just the touch of a hand. Well, me, I fall in love with you every single day, and I just wanna tell you I am. So honey, now take me into your loving arms. Kiss me under the light of 1,000 stars. Place your head on my beating heart. I'm thinking out loud, maybe we found love right where we are. When my hair's all but gone and my memory fades, and and the crowds don't remember my name. When my hands don't play the strings the same way, I know you will still love me the same. 'Cause honey, your soul could never grow old, it's evergreen. And baby, your smile's forever in my mind and memory. I'm thinking about how people fall in love in mysterious ways, and maybe it's all part of a plan. Well, I'll just keep on making the same mistakes, hoping that you'll understand. But baby, now take me into your loving arms, kiss me under the light of 1,000 stars, place your head on my beating heart, thinking out loud that maybe we found love right where we are. So baby, now take me into your loving arms, and kiss me under the light of 1,000 stars. Oh darling, place your head on my beating heart. I'm thinking out loud that maybe we found love right where we are. Well, maybe we found love right where we are, and we found love right where we are.
There we are.
Oh,
Were we not on
none of that
before?
was.
What a jam, though, right?
It's such a jam.
Oh man, I was gonna say that one or Perfect, two of as far as slow songs go that I love. Probably one of them should have been our like first dance at our wedding, but they were so popular at the time.
Everyone used them.
Everyone did it, and like I used to film weddings then, and I like saw so many, and it was
Yeah.
like, again this one. I couldn't like do it, but then like it's such a good first dance song, and so we didn't do it. But now I wish we did, because who cares?
Yeah.
That's that's our day.
It's your wedding. You're not watching other people's weddings on repeat.
Right, and nobody cares. So,
Right.
but we had some other like just kind of this like off the beaten track song, but it was like nice and beautiful, but just not like remember. Like,
Wasn't a song of the year. You know?
right, exactly.
Yeah.
So, anyways, it's a good one though.
Yeah.
Ed Sheeran can write a tune. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
He really can. Although the line where he's like, "I'll love you until we're 70." 70's not that old.
Yeah.
True, but it
What
rhymes,
happens
and
when you
Yeah.
get 70?
things get a little shaky then?
Right. 80, 90, they don't have the same number of syllables as 70. And
Oh god. But yeah, a little Ed Sheeran for you.
so I got a little fun tidbit that came across my desk
Oh,
last night. It's actually from this is over a year now old, this information, but I had never heard of it. And then I saw it online.
new to you.
New to me. It has to do with AI
Okay. Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of thing
The
to
all-elusive
the
AI.
all-elusive AI. Who knows what it
AI
does?
bad.
AI bad. And
you don't like the art piece, right?
I don't love it.
it's just
well, no,
yeah.
absolutely. I don't think a
Yeah.
lot of people like it, but
not
you
good.
do art well, and like to see a computer do it like the same is
Yeah,
frustrating.
especially if they like get money for it or like take the job of a real artist,
right.
which
Right.
is happening
It's not pretty good.
quite a lot.
Or promote a scam Willy Wonka experience.
Yes.
Dangerous things.
Dangerous things. But just in case anyone was concerned that AI was going to take over the world, should I stop my thought right here?
Sure.
Because we got a
A friend of the show.
friend of the show is popping in.
We need to open.
Door is locked. Shows how welcoming our studio is to outsiders. The radio show. So Pat Fortuna has
You just
entered the
gotta
room.
Sling it around here a little bit.
Just slinging around, sort of getting frame here.
We'll get cozy with each other.
There you are.
Yeah, that's yours.
That's you, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome.
Hey,
Welcome
guys.
to the show.
You're loud.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
That's producer Cam's fault.
Right.
Right there.
Right. Good.
Happy to have you.
I'm happy to be here. This is exciting.
Yeah, welcome.
It's like a whole different room.
So we've been trying to get
Yeah.
Mr. Pat Fortuna on our podcast for some time now,
Yeah, I was around when this was conceived.
right?
I was, yeah.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when Pat was here, we wanted to talk about your local music scene
Oh, yes.
and how you got started in that.
Yeah. The power of Facebook. I'll tell you that much. I think you guys want a way more exciting answer than I have.
Oh.
The Horseshoe Pub and Restaurant posted something on, shout out Ian and Nick at the Horseshoe Pub, posted something
They
on
will
Facebook.
be watching this.
Right.
Yeah, right. They will definitely see this.
Everybody, yeah.
Everybody's watching. And it was basically we're looking for live musicians on Saturday nights. And so I was like, hey, I reached out. I just DM'd them on Facebook and
There you go.
sent
That's
them. I
what
was
you
like,
get to do.
right. I was
Reach
like,
it out.
here's a
Put
video of
yourself
my
out there.
band. I was like, I'm not in that band anymore, but I am the one singing. And they're like, you want to play next Saturday? And the rest is history.
Then
so.
you started Pack the Pub.
Yeah, started Pack the Pub.
Pack
That
the
is,
Pub.
yes, Pack the Pub.
Trademark.
Yeah.
So first, for a second, let's bring it back. When did you first pick up a guitar, though?
When did I first pick up a guitar?
Or when did all that start? Were you in band? Were you a fourth grade band player?
Well, I was a saxophone player. in the band.
Yes.
We're probably coming up on 14 years of guitar playing.
Wow.
But I didn't know that you had to press down on a fret until I was 12 years old.
Okay, sure.
Which I don't know what that says about me.
That's about the time, I feel like.
that
12.
sets me behind developmentally that I didn't even know that you press the frets. But the day I learned that, I remember.
I feel like Guitar Hero teaches you that, though,
Yeah,
right?
but
Did you?
and I'm an
You were
animal
just
with Guitar
playing
Hero.
Guitar
Right?
Hero.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was just strumming open. No, I will never forget this. This is such an only child thing. But I showed my mom. I was like, Mom, check out what I figured out. And I press it down dong. And she goes, "You are so talented."
Aw.
That's
And I
what
was
you
like,
need.
that was what I needed right there. That was the key. Was a little bit of lying from my mom. But that's when I first picked up a guitar. And piano, same thing. I was kind of around that age. I never took a lesson or anything. But I eventually just learned chords and started strumming stuff out. And the rest is history.
And then you were in a band.
And then I was in a band. In Arizona, I had a band called Been There, Done That.
Had
That
you
was-
been in a band before that?
No, that was
Had
my
you put this musical? I know you did shows and
Yeah.
stuff, but had you put playing music?
Well, they
into,
used to do cabaret nights at the high
Oh,
school. I think
yeah.
they still do, but everybody would go and they do theater songs. Nerds. No, I'm kidding. But they'd go and they'd do theater songs, and
You were like, watch this.
yeah, I was a fan favorite of the parents because I'd always go up there and do a Tom Petty song or something that really broke up the
Macklemore.
night. Yeah, right. No, I busted out. I remember one. I did get a whole band together for it, and I did Boulevard of Broken Dreams by Green Day.
Nice.
That one killed. People loved it. But that was my only performance up until this past year with a guitar, other than the band. But
Right.
by myself on a stage playing an instrument, that was my only one. Yeah.
Nice. And then where else have you played gigs at?
Sterling Street Brewery. I'm
Clinton.
Shout out.
yeah.
Shout out.
friends of the
Represent.
show, Sterling Street Brewery. Shout out Jesse. Yeah, and so I've played there. I'm booked at Spicy Water Distillery in Millbury. I haven't played there yet, but I have
Wow.
4 or 5 dates in the next couple months coming up there.
Wow.
Yeah, they have.
You're on tour.
Right, I'm on tour. I'm doing the circuit. They don't have like food or anything, so I'm telling people like if you just want to go and have a couple drinks, like don't want to feel pressured to eat, this is the show to go to. You know?
Right.
Spicy water. You could bring your whole family, Jared.
Yeah, I mean, literally.
Yeah, like your whole
stomping
family.
grounds in Millville,
Right.
right?
Yeah, that's your
Our
territory.
whole mom's side still there.
Yeah, exactly. Tell them Spicy Water Distillery, March 30th
Right.
is my next. But yeah, and then I have St. Patrick's Day at the pub.
That's a big one.
That is a
Right.
big one. That's
Is that the biggest day
Patty at the
you've
pub.
played?
It's. I mean, it's got to be. I played Thanksgiving Eve,
Ooh, that's a big one too.
which we expected to be a big one. But you want to talk about a
It was
dud?
not.
You want to talk
Really?
about a dud? It was like the
That's
worst show
surprising.
I've ever played. I've had
That's
a lot.
like the bar night.
Right, I've literally had shows where there
Just
were
not that
zero
far, I
people
guess.
at it. Like Jared, you went to that show at Shartner Farms.
Yeah.
There was like nobody at it,
Yeah.
and I'd still say that was better than the Thanksgiving Eve show. You know why?
Dang.
Because it was packed and nobody cared. Like I would finish a song and I'd just get like a, you know, from the back, and it was just like, can I finish
Come
early
on,
tonight?
just don't.
Yeah, please. And then they had me playing a little extra that night, so I played till like 9 that night. I did 5 to 9, and like I was like, do I have to play an extra hour? Do I have to?
They're not loving it.
Yeah. But St. Patrick's Day should be good. There's no way a bar named the Horseshoe Pub and Restaurant doesn't do well on St.
Yeah,
Patrick's
that's Irish. Yeah, that's an Irish pub. Yeah.
And so it's a Sunday, and they wanted me to play 5 to 8. Why would I do that? Why would I play 5 to 8 on a Sunday? Nobody's going to be there, right?
Sure.
So I said, why don't I do 12 to 3 and also 5 to 8? I'll do both. So I'm playing 6 hours next Sunday. Yeah.
So,
There you go.
that's a lot
Marathon.
of standing, yeah.
It is
Have
a
you been
lot of
stamina training?
I have. I've actually been trying to do like a little bit more guitar every day just to kind of build myself into it.
Nice.
But
nice.
I don't know. It's like I'm even exhausted doing that. You know? Like I don't think I have it in me.
Not built for these 6 hours.
It's adrenaline, really. Like when I get up there and like I start playing in front of a group of people, it's just adrenaline that carries me. And the second I'm done, I'm like I'm exhausted and everything hurts and like
Right.
yeah. So I really gotta.
So for the listeners, what is your genre?
My genre is like
Music that Pat likes.
Classic rock?
music that I like. Yeah, there's a lot of classic rock. There's a lot of country. I've played Soulja Boy before. It really just depends on how the mood strikes me.
Nice. So you got to read the crowd, right?
Exactly.
It's like being
I
a
gotta
DJ,
read the
yeah.
crowd. I gotta know what they want to hear. Because like, if we have a high energy crowd, I'm bumping the hits and like
Right.
what people want to hear. Like I've had dance floors open up in front of me before. It's happened. It's rare, but it's happened. You know, where like I get like all the moms, they come up and they're like, you know, they're really getting into it, right?
Yeah.
The mom.
The moms love me. And the dance floor opens up. You know, like You May Be Right's a great one. Like all the women get up for that one. You may be right.
Oh, yeah.
All the women 45 and older.
Right.
Right.
But yeah, that kills. But like if the crowd's like more just enjoying their meal, I'll play some more like pluckier, like quieter songs.
Lucky.
Like try to get the crowd, a little bit more mellowed and just try to read the room.
Nice.
Like I'm not going to be ripping out like Mary Jane's Last Dance if the crowd just wants to eat their dinner.
Right.
So you
Yeah,
have to read
that's
the room.
good.
Yeah.
And then do you have a favorite song or a like hit that you've played? Just
I mean,
a showstopper?
at the Horseshoe Pub, which is like my primary spot.
Pack the pub.
Pack the pub.
Pub.
The best song to play is American Pie by Don McLean.
Oh, that's great.
That is like the Horseshoe Pub song. So I
the
end
Horseshoe-
shows
yeah.
with that. Here's the problem. It's 9 minutes long. It's like a 9-minute long song. So
So you've just played for 4 hours.
yeah, I've played for
Here comes
3
American
hours,
Pie.
and I go, all right, there's about 10 minutes left. Here's our last song for the night.
Buckle up.
If you're a regular at the Horseshoe, you know this one. And they have like their own like lines. So good. This'll be the day that I die at the Horseshoe. This'll
my
be the day that I die drinking beer with my bleeped up friends.
What?
And the whole place chants it.
Everybody knows this.
Yeah,
That's
and
nuts.
like
No one does the second one, really.
no one ever does the second one
It's
except
Do you- do you feed this to
Ian,
them?
the manager.
I don't tell them beforehand, but they usually
They're
pick
like
up on it by the second. There's like 15
Ian, the
choruses.
manager, pushes so hard for that second line
Yeah.
to stick.
Oh, it's the manager that's
not-
like,
Well,
not-
hey, everybody.
So there's an origin story to it, and it's 30 or so years ago they had another like house musician like me, like a guy who would play every weekend there, and he would always end his shows with American Pie, and he started
Keep it on the tradition.
he started throwing out those ad libs, right, and then they just stuck. They just stuck because the Horseshoe Pub used to be like the spot, like for
Right,
people
right.
not even just from Hudson, but like all around.
Yeah.
It was like a big restaurant that's not before Rail Trail. Or
Right,
like,
exactly.
Well,
Before the,
that was the spot.
the
kinda.
spot. And so like now it kind of has to share that business a little bit. But like every Saturday it would be packed with the same people. And this guy would at the horseshoe. My favorite line in the whole thing, I can't say it. But they go, I met a girl who sang the blues, and I asked her for some happy news. She just smiled and turned away. And Ian always emerges from the kitchen and goes, what a B word.
Oh
and I'm
my
like, that's crazy.
What are you doing?
Yeah, right. Like, this is your restaurant, man. And, I mean, I guess, like, the owner loves it, you know?
Gotta catch that fire from the glory days.
Right, I guess. But I'd love to bring back, like, just the crowd chanting. And there's people who come, and, like, sometimes, like, people I don't know will be there. And I'll, this will be the day that and then the random person, like, at the horseshoe. And I'm like, you know it! You know it! Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
It really is.
Oh, I love that. Do we have, are we prepared?
The quiz?
Yeah.
Can you
quiz?
hand me the quiz and don't look at the answers?
Well, look,
So we were going to do a bit about musicians and, all this stuff. And we're just doing a bit on you. But we did have...
just happy to have you.
It's great for my ego.
And for your fans
Yeah,
and for people that show up.
Shout out the fans.
So, I mean, originally this bit was about just like musicians and Taylor Swift just
Yeah.
killing it. So we
Okay.
got a Taylor Swift quiz
Yeah.
Okay.
for you.
Okay, I'm ready.
The baseline, Sarah tested this on me, and I got 6
I think you got
How many
6,
questions
right?
are there?
There's 10.
out of 10.
Oh, okay. I have to beat Jared on the Taylor Swift. I'll feel
Yeah,
like a real
you
jerk
will.
if I can't.
Presumably, but if you don't, it's bad luck.
That's a bad look, considering how much money I spent to see her on this tour. That's the Eras tour.
Oh, are we still timing
We
it?
might have a
yeah.
timer, but we'll see if it
We'll
works.
see if it works.
See, that also puts the pressure on me.
Yeah,
To read
read
the
fast.
questions
Okay, Steve
fast.
Harvey, let's go. Come on.
All right, start it when she finishes the first answer.
All right, yeah,
Good
we'll
old,
give you a
family
little
feud
headway.
rules.
Okay, are you ready?
Mhm.
Which famous NFL player is Taylor Swift currently dating?
Travis Kelce.
What was the name of Taylor Swift's first album?
Debut, Taylor Swift.
What is Taylor Swift's lucky number?
13.
Do you know who the song All Too Well is about?
Yes, Jake Gyllenhaal.
What are the names of Taylor Swift's cats?
Oh, I'm not going to get this one.
Do you want to pass?
Oh, yeah.
Which movie did Taylor Swift co-star
I think
in
it's been like
alongside
30
Taylor
seconds.
Lautner in 2010?
Valentine's Day.
Yes. Taylor Swift collaborated
Oh,
with a
sorry.
member of One Direction in 2017. Which member?
Harry Styles.
How did Travis Kelce initially plan to ask Taylor out?
He gave her a friendship bracelet.
In which sitcom does Taylor Swift guest star where she interrupts a wedding?
I don't know.
Taylor Swift recently released Fearless Taylor's version. Which song was about Joe Jonas?
Oh, yeah. It's the phone one. About breaking up over the phone. I don't know.
Does that count? I feel like if that's it, then it should count.
That was, I had 2 options that you could have said for this, and that is one of them.
Oh, okay.
Okay, thank God.
Is that it?
Yeah?
The timer started really late, but you have 15 seconds left.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to try her cats again? The name of her 3 cats.
Yeah,
You have 10
they've got like
seconds.
really nerdy names. Like definite cat mom names. Like Travis Kelce heard that, he was like, oh. What are the cat names?
All right. The cat
Oh,
names
go.
are, well, how about, I'll say how many you got
And
right.
the timer's done.
Yeah.
You got,
She interrupted a wedding on New Girl.
Did we say
Yeah.
that?
I got that. I didn't say that originally, but
You
that
did
was
not.
a question.
Right.
Well,
The
we
time-
got
You didn't
that.
say
the
it.
time and the points don't
you
matter.
got
No.
So
7 right.
that's pretty good.
Time ran out. Time ran out. Did you count the New Girl one?
No.
Oh, yeah.
eight,
no,
right, with
you
New
beat me
Girl?
Yeah,
anyways.
you were great with New Girl.
Yeah, so New
'Cause
Girl's
the,
the sitcom.
Probably that last question.
I don't
was
think we timed
definitely
you
what I
either, though. Did
Yeah.
we?
I did it in a
tried.
minute, though. I
We
did it in
went
a
pretty
minute.
fast because I remember I had to like
You were
skip over
practicing, yeah.
sentences in my last question.
I guess my family doesn't get the new Toyota Camry today.
Yeah.
We win fast money.
So she collaborated with Zayn from One Direction for
Oh!
50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah. I don't want to live.
Yep.
forever.
The names of her cats are Olivia Benson, Meredith Grey, and Benjamin Button.
I knew that. Yeah.
Amazing.
If-
You did pretty good.
Yeah, I did.
That was good.
The New Girl one was a like full court heave, but
That was one that like you got
I
right
got that
away,
one.
which surprised me.
Pulled that out of okay, I guessed.
yeah, I mean that makes sense.
I mean,
was
it feels like
split-second,
because
like,
like
New
I
Girl.
think what I had is I had that clip of Prince when he guest starred in my head, and
Like,
they
they've had pretty big
they
stars.
did like the Lego animation of when Prince showed up.
Yeah.
You've seen that? And so I just like, oh, New Girl has a bunch of celebrities on it. Do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That show was huge. People forget.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved that show.
Forget. Great show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were going to be playing, I forgot to say this, for lunch with the HUD-TV crew.
Oh, yeah.
So unfortunately, you didn't get that.
No. All right. Well, I guess I'll eat in the library tomorrow.
But maybe we'll have you on again.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That'd be great.
For another
Maybe
chance.
try again. Right.
Now, by lunch with the HUD-TV crew, do you just mean like lunch in your office?
Yeah. You
Like
get to
coming
eat
here
lunch
during my
around us.
Yeah, in proximity.
With
to you.
us in,
Yeah.
Sweet.
You can pick 2 of the topics that we talk about
Yeah.
Great.
for friendly chatter.
So
Right.
we'll do it again, and you can redeem yourself
Yeah,
and
okay.
hopefully
Yeah,
get
that's good to
that
know.
grand prize.
Yeah, I knew that. Okay. Well, that was tough.
Well, that was I think it was me and you who talked about this, that we were just like chatting one day and having a great conversation, and we were like students
be
who
Who do
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah.
have an
do well.
arc with you or
Yeah,
something.
students who sign up for my arc should just be able to sit in and listen to like Sarah and I's conversations, and then they get to choose one. The enrichment is they get to choose one topic of conversation. They don't
And
get
we'll
to
But
talk.
they don't get to
about
have. I mean, that's more or less what this is. People
Pretty
just
much.
get to sit in on our conversations.
Right. I think
Call in to direct the.
Yeah, and that was part of like where the podcast idea came from too. Where like we talk
I
about
knew
some
that was,
interesting
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's electric conversation, so
Right.
we got to do it.
Electric.
Electric.
That was special
we-
for
we-
you.
I
Pass
love
that
that
on to
I've
him.
crept that into you guys' lingo.
Oh, so well, Pat, thank you. I don't if you want to stay, you're welcome to.
I'll
But
hang
if
out
you
for.
have-
I mean, unless you want me gone.
Jared was talking about AI before you got here, so it's
Ooh.
some riveting
I
stuff
have a story.
Yeah, tell
about
it.
AI.
Yeah. Well, that's the
All
next.
right, well, yeah, let's jump into it then.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were gonna play the next song.
Oh, we should play the next song. But
We should play
anyway,
the next
let me
song.
just finish with the we're all over the map here. The holiday is St. Patrick's Day at the pub. Pack the pub
5
with Pat
p.m.
Fortuna.
Well, 12 to 3 and 5 to 8.
12 to 3 and 5
Patty
to 8.
at the pub
Patty at the
on
pub
the patty.
on St.
So
Patty's Day.
show out for Pat. And our next song is
My song from 2009. It was the song of the year. Viva la vida.
Boom.
I used to rule the world. Seas would rise when I gave the word. Now in the morning I sleep alone. Sweep the streets I used to own. I used to roll the dice, feel the fear in my enemy's eyes. Listen as the crowd would sing. Now the old king is dead, long live the king. One minute I held the key, next the walls were closed on me, and I discovered that my castle stand upon pillars of salt and pillars of sand. I hear Jerusalem bells are ringing, Roman cavalry choirs are singing. Be my mirror, my sword and shield, my missionaries in a foreign field. For some reason I can't explain, once you've gone it was never, never an honest word. And that was when I ruled the world. It was the wicked and wild wind, blew down the doors to let me in, shattered windows and the sound of drums. People couldn't believe what I'd become, and revolutionaries wait for my head on a silver plate, just a puppet on a lonely string. Oh, who would ever wanna be king? I hear Jerusalem bells are ringing, Roman cavalry choirs are singing. Be my mirror, my sword and shield, my missionaries in a foreign field. For ruled the world.
Good transition.
Yeah.
Great song.
Okay, so
Yeah, that's
song of
a
the year.
classic. What year
Yeah.
was it?
2009.
2000.
Song of the year.
2009. That's when I graduated high school.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Going
This
on.
probably
What a
played
time!
at-
What a time for
This
that
was at
song
my
to come out.
graduation.
Yeah. What a time for that song to come out.
That's right. It's an anthem.
You guys
Yeah.
were all emotional over graduating. You were like listening to this song. You're like-
I used to rule the world.
you and Dan were like, how can we use this in a video?
Oh God. Excellent. All right. So Pat had to leave
before,
us.
Yeah.
Pat, he had obligations to get to, but
Mm-hmm.
again, packed the pub on St. Patrick's
Pub.
Day. Pat, friend of the show, he'll be back, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We'll hit him with another
He
quiz.
likes hanging around here. So,
Yeah, we like having him on. Thanks for coming on, Pat.
but before I
back to us.
was so rudely interrupted
Yeah, jeez.
by that intrusive guest there, I was talking about story has to do with AI,
Right.
Specifically, how the military has tried to use AI in the past, and this story, this article is from January 20th, 2023, so a little older. The first time I heard of it,
Sure.
so just wanted to share it and
Preface
get your
that, yeah.
get your thoughts and opinions on it, because I think it's a fun story. The Pentagon's Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, or DARPA, tried working with the Marines to figure out an AI that could detect like enemy movement.
Fair.
And so they got this squad of Marines, and they trained this AI for 6 days of humans walking. And they're trying to get it so that it would recognize humans' pattern and could be deployed to detect enemies or whatever, what have you. And so they trained it for 6 days with this group of Marines. And then on the 7th day, the Marines were tasked with defeating the AI by like sneaking past it any means necessary.
This feels like
and
this is going to be a punchline.
the
It's
meth-
like a joke.
The methods that they used included somersaulting, just all the way down,
Over and
ripped
over and
over
over.
and over and over.
That's not walking.
2 Marines,
What is that, a tumbleweed? That's fine.
2 of the Marines somersaulted for 300 meters to avoid detection. Another Marine picked off a branch from a tree and held it in front of him
Oh my god.
and avoided
Easier.
detecting.
Easier.
So it was 8 Marines in total. None of them got detected. They all snuck through. So 2 of them somersaulted. 1 of them used a tree. 2 of them hid inside of a cardboard box and scooted across the field that they were using it at. And the last one, I forget what it was. No, I think it was just the box. And then I like this. You could hear them giggling the whole time, Phil said of the cardboard box Marines. So I was like, in case you were scared that AI was taking over,
Right.
because again, the AI was just trained on humans walking, and so it got really good at figuring out that that's what a human was. And then all it took was somersaulting,
Anything different, yeah.
hiding in a cardboard box, which is the funniest.
Yeah.
Like, imagine going through the training
Right.
that a Marine goes through, and you get put on this task force essentially, and you and a buddy are just like want to hide in a box and try.
I feel like the guys somersaulting for 300 yards got the short end of the stick.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of work. The other guy's just walking with a stick and the other one's in a box. This guy's going to roll and roll.
I mean,
and
you
roll
never
and
know
roll.
when you're in the field and have to defeat an AI, and there's no cardboard boxes laying around. So that guy is prepared for any situation because he can just somersault on the
Yeah,
spot.
just-
You can't,
That's his go-to.
not every day you have a cardboard box laying next to you. And then the branch obscuring the vision
Yeah.
or whatever.
What was this, like some kind of like a camera connected
It was, yeah.
to a
So it was
computer
like
software, I assume?
yeah.
Okay. And
I'm
it was-
picturing legit robots standing
And it was
in the
like,
middle of the
it
field.
was either
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a yes, we got a human, or no, that's a tumbleweed or some kind of moving box
Yeah,
or a
so
three-legged something.
Yeah. So yeah, something like some kind of camera and then
Yeah.
through the algorithm try to change. But
That's wild.
it was those, quote, simple tricks were sufficient to break the algorithm.
So is that your stance on the AI at this point, that it can be, it's
Well,
not that sophisticated, it's just like...
Right, I just think it's really
Like a
funny.
cheap
And then
party
I saw a post about this story. That's where I originally saw it, and it was like people hear artificial intelligence and they're like, "Oh, it's so smart," but then it's like being able to recognize patterns is not like the same as like what people already envision
It's not
is
critical
happening.
thinking, yeah.
Right, it's not critical thinking. It's like this is what a human walking looks like.
Right.
And then the second
Here's
the
thousands and millions
second
of examples of it.
right, the second it's not that, it's like, well, it's not. That's not a human.
Right.
You told me that wasn't a human.
Right.
It was
That's
just funny.
true. There's
And
definitely some holes, like some
Right.
big holes or like gaps in AI in that sense.
But it just, I don't know.
It is
It's funny.
interesting. How simple.
It's also
something
funny that like
yeah.
this is what our big military budgets going towards.
That was a
right
year
now.
ago. I think
That's
there's
true.
different times.
That's true. Maybe they figured something. Maybe they figured something else by now. But I find it really funny that a Pentagon guy had to like go back and like
Report
debrief
this,
his
yeah.
project that he had probably presumably been working on for months, and he had to come back and be like, "Yeah, guys, it didn't work.
It didn't work.
If our enemy has a cardboard box, we're out."
Oh yeah. Well, while we're on AI, what are your like stances? I know you in art. No bueno, right?
Yeah.
What about like the Photoshop? Have you seen this autofill?
Yeah, with like the
generative
background.
I've tried using it.
I tried it too, and it didn't work for me.
It didn't.
I don't know if I was
work.
in like beta mode or something, but I've seen other people do it and have it work.
Yeah. I mean, like,
I've seen the ads for it
No,
that
I've-
make it look really
I've seen
cool.
a couple of YouTube videos of people
Okay.
like live editing and they like
Yeah.
do it and it like works and I'm like, oh,
Mm.
that's awesome. But I can't like do it myself. I don't know.
yeah, like in general, it's just unreliable for like everything it's used for, I feel
Yeah.
like. I guess for stuff like that, it's like if you want to like fill in the rest of your background, like I don't know. I guess that's like
Yeah,
tricky. If it's just for like yourself,
sure.
like you're not trying
Right,
to like
right.
fool anybody.
Right. If you're
then-
selling art or like even graphic design for like companies and you're just having it auto generated,
Yeah.
then that kind of like stinks
That's-
for creative people who are actually like able to
Right.
make this stuff, make it look good,
Yeah.
and like sell products or
Mm-hmm.
you know business whatever, make money for businesses through that art. Then like yeah, that stinks.
Like a lot of TV shows. I think Secret Invasion, the Marvel show, did an AI generated intro to their show, which some people were like, I think Disney tried to play it off as like, well, the show's kind of about like
Yeah.
like people posing as humans, so it makes sense. But everyone was kind of like, no, we think you just didn't want to hire
Right.
like an artist to come and do that
this.
for you.
Right.
Especially since like this is right after the writer's strike and
Right,
everything
right.
has happened,
Oh,
which was
right.
all about AI. of,
Right.
Like, don't replace us with AI.
Right.
So I think in art, definitely a no.
Right. I feel like for like Disney, like not spending on somebody to do that, or you know, hiring a company to do that for them or whatever. It's Disney. They're
Right.
You can
billion.
afford it.
You are
billions of
the
dollars.
you are the big.
Right.
You are the
You're
big
the one
dogs.
supposed to be hiring these other people.
Yeah.
But like for small businesses with like ChatGPT, if you're like, I need a script, I need like some kind of like legal letter or something, like
Yeah.
that's kind of nice
It can
for
be helpful.
someone who doesn't have resources to like hire like a HR person or something to have like these like documents or at least like outlines generated for them. That's helping them build a business. So like I kind of get it there. I like the like idea assist. It's like we've done a couple scripts and like just for fun and like you're like now add this to it and it's like oh like this is a great like outline for a movie or a you know whatever a story. So I kind of like that, but I'm not crazy about the art piece.
Right.
And I'm a little worried, I guess, about like people using it like not in the right way, I guess.
Yeah. Like, I think it has a place. And, like, we were talking about this the other day. Like, why are we using AI to do the fun things about being a human?
right.
And, like, you said, you were like, why don't we just teach it how to, like, make a spreadsheet so that people don't have
Right.
to do that
There
kind
is
of stuff?
so many more of the monotonous business, you know, efficiency or like, right, kind of data input kind of fields that
Would be
are out
great.
there that that's kind of the soul sucking work that we don't want to do
Right.
as humans.
Free us up to do the fun
Right,
stuff.
free us up to do all the fun stuff,
Yeah.
which is creating art and
So
all
that's
that jazz.
crazy.
Right.
Um,
It's not how the world works or whatever.
yeah. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. It will be, I don't know. I could see like us like graphics and stuff like that, where we're not Disney, we can't hire someone to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like some of like improvements in video or even like the Photoshop generative thing, like
Right.
it could be helpful. But yeah,
There's
I don't know.
there's a world where we work with it.
right
I just hope there's not a world where it,
takes over for people.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
circumvents us.
Yeah.
But also, again, even though it can sometimes be good at like writing some scripts, I've seen like when people have like tried to like make dialogue through like AI, it's not good. Like it does not
That's why
work.
I said like idea generation.
Yeah.
Right.
So like
It's like good for that to kind of be like, okay, this connects to this and this connects to this.
yeah.
But it's really, you're right. It's not a replacement for like creative thinking.
Right. The,
Which is
the
good
script
for
it spits
Hollywood.
out is like that's the bare bones.
I guess what I
Right,
liked
use
about
it
it was
as
like
a skeleton.
like a plot. It was
Yeah,
a
yeah.
skeleton of a plot, and like you could I don't think we even asked it for a script when we were doing. We
Mm-hmm.
were kind of looking for plots or like a synopsis of a story, and it was like good at like giving you a jumping off point. But yeah, you're not gonna like. It's kind of chintzy and like
Right.
cliche. Like it's not gonna do. You know what I mean?
Because as
Right.
much as it knows
It's
about
nothing
like
good.
humans, it does not know how to be a human. So like the dialogue is like, no one would say that,
Right.
but you don't know that because
And I
Right.
I think
This
that's
is
kind
the
of
whole you were talking about.
right. I think that's kind of the point where it's like AI is like already pretty good at doing a lot of things, but people like the general populace conflates what AI can do already and assumes that if I ask it for a script, it's going to give me a really good script. And it's like, no, it's not going to be
Right.
anywhere close to that. So that's like
It's gonna
you
find
can't-
patterns in other scripts
Right.
and give you some.
right. So
like,
right, it can't
version of
replace
that.
good writing yet. It can help you.
Right.
And there's like there's a world where they coexist, creative people and AI and helping with that. But it was like
We got to find that balance.
people are already like, oh, like here it is. It's like it's not. No,
No.
not here.
Yeah. If I can transition a little, just because I think about this topic sometimes. What do you think about with like an actual robot? Would you ever like want one?
no.
Would you ever want one or like have like interact with? Would you even want to interact with one to like see?
I'll say hi to it. I don't want it.
No. All right. Yeah.
Oh, but you know what
If-
I love? Those little robots on
What if it
some
was, like,
college
a little cute
campuses that
robot?
deliver food, and it's just like a little
Oh.
box that rolls around.
Just like the delivery
Warms my
box.
heart. They're so
What if
cute.
there was like a pizza delivery robot? You're stealing a.
I
job
don't
of
want it to
pizza
have like
delivery.
a face, you
Peop-
know?
No one grows up aspiring to be a pizza delivery driver.
That's true.
You do it when you graduate from college and go, oh crap, I don't have a job right now.
Sure.
Little
But, like,
cute
it-
ones like that, love it.
You're down for. Like
But I don't
a-
like want it in my house all the
What is
time.
it? BB-8. Like.
Yeah, get rid of
Oh, I'd love
if
him.
BB-8
So-
brings me my pizza, that's awesome.
All right.
Like I saw a video of one of the college campus ones that was like stuck in a pothole, and it made me so sad. It's like a little box. It's just like stuck. I'm like, someone help it.
I could see like some like tasks at home. Like if there was one robot, you know how they have like automatic lawnmowers that you just like turn on in the backyard and it goes
Yeah.
and does it. But if that could also like shovel in the winter and you could also like
Yeah.
do whatever, like do these like maybe like in a group of things, the chores or something.
I mean,
and it
we
could
already
just
a lot
do
of
it.
people already have Roombas around the house.
That's true.
Right.
That's a
But
robot.
each robot does like one thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you had one that could
One.
do like multiple
Right,
things
right.
and somehow like traverse around, I don't know like what infrastructure.
little doggy door into the side of the garage or the shed.
Yeah. I mean, it probably would have to like have legs, which is weird, but like you don't like that.
See, like that's what I feel like I've seen too many movies that like if I had a robot that was like had legs and arms and like did things around the house, I'd be afraid of like one day they're gonna get tired of me having it do all my chores and it's gonna kill me
But
in
it
my
can't
sleep.
think like that. It's just
But that's what you think, and then they always can by the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Just nothing that can open a door
Okay.
in my house.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
speak.
You know.
If it has like a face, no.
No.
You don't like the.
I'd take a bigger Roomba that could mow the lawn and shovel.
Roombas are
Just
cute,
those
too.
3 things.
Yeah,
DJ
yeah.
Roomba.
That would free up a lot of time.
Yeah.
Not mowing the lawn, not shoveling,
then-
and not vacuuming.
When would I listen to my podcasts?
True. In your car rides.
See, there's a cost for everything.
There is.
All right, and then the one other pivot. How do you feel about like the AR, augmented reality, like the Apple Vision, or like any kind of glasses, or like anything like that?
I've seen some cool stuff. I've seen some things where it's like you're just at a desk. I've seen where it's like you can play board games, just like at a desk, and it's just like there, and you like use your hands to like pick up the pieces. But then I've also seen like someone like at a computer where they're just like typing into nothing, but you see the keyboard through the glasses, and then you see like the screen up above. So I've seen cool stuff like that.
I feel like I would like it like I like video games. Like sometimes I want to sit down and do that. And so maybe with this, it's like, maybe you are playing a game, like a virtual
Right.
game.
So is that like VR too? Is that?
That's what I'm
part
talking
of
about. Like
that?
augmented
Yeah.
reality, but like reality, like we're doing like what we see right now, but then with like things in
With
it
stuff coming in.
is the
Yeah.
augmented reality. So like the Apple Vision, you can see the room around you, but then there's just like a computer screen or like a game
Yeah.
or
Right.
like something like that. I feel like there's like it's like a cool tool. Like imagine if you were working on something, like building something, and like the directions are just like
Right next to you.
right,
Right.
like floating right next to you. You can be like, yep, yeah. Like there's so many cool
Just like
practical applications for it that I think would be really cool. Or if you're cooking and you need like the recipe or something. I mean, you don't need it because you can always just look at the recipe. But like,
But
there's
imagine
just
if the recipe
certain
was
things-
floating right above the stove.
I feel like learning things could be very easy, like having something walk you through
Right.
it. And then like I feel like entertainment wise, like the other one I've talked about is like if they had some kind of VR or AR or 360 camera like a Celtics game, and you could like either pay like a small fee, like it's not $200 to get courtside. Well, courtside's probably like $600, but like or at a concert, and you can be front row at a game or a concert, and you just put on like a headset, and like I know there's an atmosphere to being at a game, but like
Right.
for like $5 or something.
But if it's your whole vision being taken up,
Right,
have
and you
good,
could turn
good
and watch a
headphones,
live, but a live thing like Jason Tatum going up and down
Mm-hmm.
the court. Like I can't do, you know what I mean? I can't
Right.
do that right now all the time. And wouldn't replace going and being there and being in
No.
the atmosphere, because if you could still do that, you'd probably
Right.
get decent seats for $200 and have the experience, and like that'd be great. But if you're not going to get courtside,
Right.
and so to be able to do that, I feel like that'd be pretty cool.
Right.
If it's
And-
cheap, probably things won't be
and it's like,
cheap. They'll be
you
like,
know-
no, this is more $500.
Right. The invention of the television didn't take away from like going to a game.
Right. Exactly.
And so like this is
That
just
same
this is
is-
just like, another leg up, and it's also a different experience. Not every time you're going to want to tune out your world and plug into, going to a
Right.
Celtics game. Sometimes you just kind of want to watch casually in the background or something.
Right. Or it's fun to, if
So
like
it's-
we were going to watch a game together,
Right.
we'd want to be together.
Right.
If I was at home and it's 9:00 at night and I just wanted to like watch this game, then like, sure, maybe that's when I do the VR, not when I like have the opportunity to like have
Right,
fun
right, right.
around. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
yeah.
So right, it's not it's its own unique experience without replacing anything,
yeah.
which is good.
So
think.
we're kind of like,
Right.
some of it could be good, all this technology stuff.
Right.
And
And
some of
as like developers and companies learn what the capabilities are, like they'll figure out what to.
it, yeah. It's going to be a little bit
They'll
tricky
figure out some
navigating,
things.
but I think, yeah, like they'll figure it out. I didn't expect to get into AR and
Well, there we are.
VR and AI, but here we are. See, that's what this office talks about.
Right.
We do have one more song.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one did not
This
win.
is Jared's song.
This is my song, and I have to pull up the specific award it won. It was Heartache Tonight by the Eagles, 1980. Best rock performance by a duo or group with vocal.
Wow. You went deep,
But it did
deep
win the
for
Grammy.
that. It's almost 40 years ago.
Yeah.
It is 40 years ago.
44 years ago.
Jeez.
We get it. You're cultured.
I know.
All right, let's hear it.
Yeah.
Now, have
Great.
you seen that performed live?
I have. I've seen the Eagles twice.
And they played that song,
Yeah.
and it was electric.
Yeah, it's electric.
Nice.
Do they still tour?
They are on or finished their farewell tour. But we caught them on that. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Good. Oh, look at us. AI.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Pat.
Pat was here.
Bob.
Podcasts.
Podcasts,
Wow,
yeah.
it feels like forever ago. But good stuff. Unless you guys got anything else.
No.
No?
No.
Out of things to say.
Office talk is over.
Yeah.
Time to go home.
It's over.
Well, that'll do it for us then. And you guys tune in probably next week for another radio cast. And we'll see you then.
Yeah. Peace.